Scholomance Academy is here, and I've run out of time a little bit, so I'm going to do the neutral reviews really quickly in a live format and try to do it, with a little bit less production value, but just to make sure I get it done before the expansion comes out. So let's start off. We have Intrepid Initiate. This is a 1 mana 1/2 with spell burst, gain +2 attack. I think this is okay, but I just don't think it's going to be good enough. I think people are going to want to run other cards, and this is a 1-star for me. Moving along, we have the 2 mana 3/1 stealth death rattle at a 3/1 ghost with stealth to your hand. I think this card is pretty good in rogue. It gives you a lot of stealth synergy. For that reason, I'm going to give it a 3 out of 5 in card quality and a 2 out of 5 in terms of meta relevance. Maybe even a 3, but I think I'm going to say 2. It could be in the aggro rogue. That's where I see it. It's like pretty decent, to be honest. Moving along, we have Wandmaker. This is a 2 mana 2/2 add a 1-cost spell from your class to your hand. Some people have talked about this really weird deck where you run the studies cards and you try to get more studies and say it's a spell damage or a dragon, and to just discount Malygos as low as you can possibly get it, and then play Malygos and do Malygos combo things. Do I think that's going to work? No. I think it's a cool idea, but it's not going to work. I think overall the card quality is pretty low beyond that. It's fine. It's going to be good in Arena, but this is a 1-star card to me. Next up, we have Enchanted Cauldron. This is a 3 mana 1/6. Cast a random spell of the same cost. Again, I don't think this is very good. I think a random spell most of the time is not going to be great. 1-star. Divine Rager. Ragers are bad. The only one that's good is the one that copies health, and even then it's just okay. This is a 1-star. Easy 1-star. What a meme. Fishy Flyer. 4 mana 4/3 rush. Add a 4/3 ghost with rush to your hand. Maybe in a Murloc deck. Don't really see a Murloc deck working right now. Maybe Murloc Paladin, but would Murloc Paladin run this? I don't think so. I'm going to give it a 2 across both categories. Next up, we have Ogramancer. Whenever your opponent casts a spell, summon a 2/2 skeleton with taunt. 1-star. Not impactful enough. Just not good. Moving on, we have 6 mana Smug Senior. Taunt. Death rattle out of 5/7 goes with taunt to your hand. Pretty good value. Not good enough. 1-star. Okay, we have Lake Thresher. This is a 5 mana 4/6 that basically has cleave. I think this could be good with the Guardian card, the 7 mana one, and Druid and Hunter. Maybe. Do I think you want to run that just for that? Probably not. But I'm going to give it a 2 out of 5 in card quality and a 2 out of 5 in meta relevance. I think it's okay. Next up, we have Desk Imp. It's Wisp, but a demon. I don't think you play this with Philosophy or anything. I think it's a 1-star. Next up, we got Crimson Hothead. I think this is actually pretty good. It's a 4 mana 4/6. I think it's a dragon. Sometimes dragons that are only good end up seeing play. I'd give this probably a low 3, a pretty low 3, but still a 3, and maybe a 2 out of 5 in terms of meta relevance. I could see someone playing this in a dragon deck. Then we have Plagued Protodrake. This is the 8 mana card. You'd probably want to play this in dual Paladin or something. I don't think those decks are going to be good. I think I can give this a 2-star as, it's big. It might be used, but it's not amazing. Robes of Protection. This is a pretty cool effect. It would cover all your minions, but even still, 3 mana 2/4 to not be able to interact. This is one of those ones where I could see myself underrating it, and I don't want to underrate it, but I'm still not blown away by it. So I'm going to give it a 2-star in terms of quality and a 1-star in terms of meta relevance. I don't think people are going to play this either. Animated Broomstick, it's a 1 mana 1/1. The rush effect isn't impactful enough. 1-star across the board. Tour Guide. Hey, look, a good card. Tour Guide is a 1 mana 1/1. Your next hero power costs 0, which is so much better than the 2/1 that was 2 mana, because you're actually 1, saving some mana, and 2, you're able to store your hero power to combo it out in certain ways for synergies, like with the 2 mana 2/3 Face Stalker. I think this is pretty good. I think this is a card that you will see in various decks, especially aggressive decks. Maybe I'm overrating it a bit, but I think I might even give this a 4 and maybe a 3-star for meta relevance. I think it's a pretty good card, but again, does it fit in? Is it good enough for the card slot? Because 1 card slot is a lot, and all it is a 1 mana 1/1 that gives you the hero power. So it's not giving you a ton of value, but maybe it's just the synergies and the kind of tempo that it gives you that makes it really good. So 4 and 3. Steward of Scrolls. This card could be in spell damage decks like Shaman and Mage. I don't think you run it. Kind of reminds me of Azure Drake, which would be pretty good, but it's not a dragon. It's an elemental. There isn't a lot of elemental synergy. It's discover, not draw. It's okay. I'm not impressed with it. I think it's like a 3 or a low, like a 2, like a high 2. and then a 2 as well in terms of meta relevance. I think people will experiment with it and eventually cut it. But, you know, it could see play eventually. It's like on that fringe. Next up, we have another amazing card. This card, I'm going to give a 5. This is basically just Jeeves. It's a 2-mana 1/3 that end of the turn you draw until you have 3 cards. I think this will power aggressive decks like the aggro rogue, maybe demon hunter, drop Skull of Gul'dan to play this and glide and a couple other things. It's possible. I think this is going to be a 4 out of 5 in terms of meta relevance, maybe even a 5, but I'm going to give it a 4. And then probably a 5 out of 5 in meta relevance. I think you'll see this in a bunch of decks and it'll be like annoying to see if you're a control deck. Moving along, we have Mana Feeder Panthera. This is a 2-mana 2/3. If you've used your hero power this turn, draw a card. I think you could see this exclusively in Demon Hunter because it's basically a 3-mana 2/3 draw card and deal 1 damage, which is pretty good. That's basically sort of Vulpera Scoundrel, but with 1 extra damage. Obviously doesn't generate value, but that's pretty good. So I'm going to give this a 3 out of 5, and again, it might be tight, but 3 out of 5 as well for meta relevance. I think it's a solid card. Sorceress Substitute. Battlecry, if you have spell damage, summon a copy of this. You're not going to play this in spell damage decks. 1 star. Educated Alec. Whenever a spell is played, this minion remembers it. Death Rattle, shuffle the spells into your deck. Not good enough. It's basically just a 3-mana 3/4 that gives you some extra value. You could run better cards than this. 2 out of 5 in terms of card quality. Like, it's okay. Maybe even 1. I'm going to give it 1 for both. Like, I'd give 1 to other cards. So 1 star. Keymaster Alabaster. Whenever your opponent draws a card, add a copy to your hand that costs 1. I think this is a value card. I think it's pretty decent. I think it's about a 3 and maybe a 2 because I don't think we're going to be in a huge value meta. But it's not bad. You know, pretty interesting card overall. It's okay. Vectus. I don't think I've seen this one. Battlecry. Summon 2/1 whelps. Each gains a death rattle from your minions that die this game. Oh yeah, I've seen this. This is fine. I could see this being in some kind of weird combo that I haven't thought about. This is one of the few cards that I haven't seen, I guess, somehow. I have seen it, but I haven't thought a lot about it. So I might get this one really wrong. I think this is like a 3, but there could be like a really interesting combo that I'm missing. And, you know, I'm going to say 2 out of 5. I think people probably won't run this, but haven't given this enough thought to know for sure. Oh, Sphere of Sapience. This is the kind of combo drawing card. At the start of your turn, like your top card, you can put it on the bottom and lose 1 durability. It's like a decent effect. I think you really only want this in combo decks, though, because like its ability is still costing you 1 mana and a card slot, and card slots are pretty competitive. So you only really want this if you really, really, really care about drawing. And I think combo decks do really care about finding the pieces as quick as they can. So for that reason, I'm going to give it a 3 out of 5. As for the combo decks, will there be a combo deck in the meta? I think in terms of good combo decks, there's actually enough disruption that I'm going to say no, but I really want there to be a good combo deck. So I'm going to give it a 2, but 3 out of 5 for card quality, 2 out of 5 for meta relevance. I think people will experiment, but Glide, man, it's going to be good. The 2-mana 1/3 from Priest is going to be good. Those things are just going to make combo decks not nearly as strong, I think. Okay, Lorekeeper Polkelt. This card is crazy. This is another like ridiculous neutral. It lets you reorder your deck from the highest cost card to the lowest cost card. This one's pretty obvious in Quest Warlock because you could put the Malagos to the Alexstrasza up there and then tap and then draw it. Very, very strong. I think just like this card really removes randomness and increases consistency like by a lot for a variety of different decks. You could run this in an aggressive deck and put your higher cost cards up near the end when you just want some extra burn or something. Like there's a lot of utility to this card, and it's basically a Chillwind Yeti. So I think this is a great card. I'm gonna give it a 5 out of 5. I think it's really, really strong, and probably a 4 out of 5 in meta relevance. Someone's gonna run this, and you're gonna be like, oh god, when they play it. Flinger. 1 mana, 1/1, deal 1 damage. Spell burst, return this to your hand. I mean, I'd love to be wrong. I'd love to see some weird combo where you're just playing cheap spells, and maybe you're Mana Cyclone, and you're just adding in this extra damage that just like builds up, but I don't think it's good. 1 star. Headmaster Kel'Thuzad. This is another interesting card. 5 mana 4/6 spell burst. If the spell destroys any minions, summon them. That's a great card. Like you could play this with Execute or something, or the combo one, the 3 mana. And, you know, you could get like an 8/8. Like, that's excellent. I think this is an easy 4 out of 5 and probably a 4 out of 5 across the board. Just really, really, really good card. Maybe even 5 out of 5 in meta relevance. I think a lot of control decks would play this. Next up we have Onyx Mage Scribe. This is a 6 mana 4/9. Add 2 random spells from your class to your hand with spell burst. It's a pretty good stat line. It's a pretty good value. I could see control decks running this. It's also a dragon. I'm gonna give it a 3 out of 5. Hard to see where it would fit now. You know, if the meta slowed down a bit, like maybe a Highlander Mage, something similar. Highlander Mage I could see for sure. I'm gonna give it a 3 across the board. I actually think this card is you know, pretty solid. It's pretty good value. Next up we have Cult Neophyte. This card is terrible. You're not going to want to discount, you're not going to make your opponent's spells cost that much more. We're not in like a crazy heavy combo meta, and there's other ways to disrupt combos beyond this. It's just a 3-mana Bloodfen Raptor, a 2-mana Bloodfen Raptor. We don't want that. Transfer Student, we already know it's pretty good. I'm going to give it like a 3. I think it really depends, but the new board, the Scholomance Academy board, seems pretty strong. So yeah, solid card. Probably a 3 in meta relevance. I think it's getting a lot of play now just because people want to experiment with it, and it's pretty good, but I'm not blown away by it. Next up we have Wretched Tudor. This is the 4-mana 2/5, deal 2 damage to all other minions. When I thought Spell Burst was something that repeated, I was like, holy crap, this card is crazy. But now that I know that it's only 1, and I've known that the whole review, it's just okay. It's not amazing. I don't think you would make space in your deck for this. But if you're like building a collection, it's still an okay card, like maybe a 2 out of 5 and a 1 in meta relevance. It's okay. I think that's it. So that's all for the neutral reviews. I know that was a bit low production, but again, I just wanted to get it out really quickly, and I didn't want people saying, hey, you know, you made this video after it was already released. So hope you enjoyed the whole review. Please subscribe if you like the content. I'm going to be making more, and thanks so much for watching, guys.